von Splash Damage.
Hey there, how you doing?
Yeah, I do. Okay, I've got a few questions for you.
Okay.
And, well, first question, what is Brink all about?
Okay, well, Brink is a new first-person shooter that Smash Damage developing in London for Bethesda Software. We're making it on PC, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Scheduled to come out in the autumn of 2010. And it really builds on, our background is in quite hardcore PC multiplayer first-person shooters, which is a fantastic game form, but quite tough to get into. And there's lots of people playing games on consoles. We really wanted to take everything that's cool and enjoyable about the PC first-person shooters that we love and make it easy for a bigger audience to experience. And there have been some problems with that in the past. I think we've all had the experience where you're playing the single-player version of the game, and you're really good at it. You beat the game. You're enjoying it. You're pretty good at it. And then you go online, and it's a totally different texture of experience, and you're not good at it, and it's not as much fun, and you get killed all the time. And you don't really understand. It's frustrating, exactly. And you've gone from a very positive experience to just a kind of chaotic. So one of the goals for Brink was to make it as easy as possible for people who don't even think of themselves as shooter players or online players to go on. So let's say one of the goals is that we're really trying to blur the difference between single player and multiplayer and co-op and online and offline. And we're used to those being very rigid categories. And I'll explain why I think Brink kind of removes those differences. Let's say you're playing the game just on your own. So you're part of a team, one team is attacking, one team is defending, you're playing through, let's say, the resistance campaign, or maybe even the security campaign. I'm on your friends list, I come online, and I see that you're playing, I can join your game.
Okay.
Or if you let me, I'm not going to invade, it's always 8v8, one team attacks, one team defends. And there's no difference.
So it's the same online and offline?
It's exactly the same. Your teammates or your opponents, they could be AI players, they could be your friends, they could be complete multiplayer, strangers on the internet. In fact, let's say, obviously if you've got no internet connection, it's always going to be offline. But we will be training you how to be a good multiplayer gamer. So that's one of the goals. And make it as easy as possible and bribe you with lots of XP to be a good team player. So let's say you're just purely self-interested. You just want to farm XP, a complete XP haul. That's all you want to do. Always, the mission that gives you the most XP is the one that does your team the most good. We will always bribe you. It's more carrots than stick. We don't punish you so much as reward you.
So beating the single-player campaign would make you a good team player for the multiplayer, for the online.
Pretty much. I mean, there are so many different roles within the game because you can change your tactical role very, very quickly. It's just you're not tied to one particular class. You could just go to a command post and go from soldier, who's got the demolition charge, or somebody the engineer, and so the soldier has the demolition charge that destroys obstacles. Quite often in the game when you're attacking, you need to open up a new route by blowing up a door or a gate or something. And also you supply your teammates with ammunition. The engineer, he's the guy who can defuse, disarm those explosive charges. And also you can set up mines and turrets and things like that. And also you can increase the damage that a teammate's weapon does. You can throw them this spanner, this kind of weapon spanner.
So it's more like the support class.
It's a support, it's a support class. So the soldier can buff your ammunition, the engineer can buff your damage. Then there is the medic who can buff your health and often will revive you if you're dead. And then there's the operative, who's a bit sneakier. He can disguise himself as the enemy, and he can hack objectives. And again, if he starts to hack something, it's the engineer class, the other team, who get to kind of disarm the hack box to prevent that. So there's the kind of rock, paper, scissors of objectives. If they do this, then you reply with that, and then there's a counter to that.
In the presentation earlier, there was something mentioned, the smart system.
Yes. Okay, smart stands for smooth movement across random terrain. And basically, it's our solution to movement. And movements, we felt that there were improvements that could be made for a long time. Because the games are incredibly realistic, they're very immersive, the audio is fantastic, all these things are going on, but you're a soldier, you're a 6 foot tall guy, and if there's a kind of wall that high in front of you, you can't get over it, which breaks the immersion. I call it X-immersion. It kind of brings you out of it. Oh, I'm playing a game, I'm just a guy. if you're a guy, in real life, if you get over that wall, you should be able to. The problem previously is that required very complex control systems, or the time the jump was, and that's effectively means you're rewarding players for getting good at your interface, not at good at playing the game. So Smart just removes all that. It's not an autopilot. I've seen some people go, oh wow, this just plays the game for you. It is not an autopilot. If you want to time all the jumps yourself, you can do that. In fact, you'll do slightly better if you time it absolutely perfectly. You can still make the same. You can make the same jumps you can with the smart system, and just do them a bit more smoothly. Like for example, if you use smart, there's a gap that you can make because you're the right body type. You know, we've got medium, heavy, light. So the skinny, agile, light guy, he can make those huge straight jumps. He's the best at climbing and vaulting and mantling and jumping. Not so much health. And he can't use the heaviest weapons. The medium guy is a good mix of both. Heavy body type, lots of health, he can use really heavy weapons, but he's not so agile. He's not quite as good as
So he's got no chance at this jump.
No, but he can always get everywhere he needs to get to. But that's about giving players the choice of how they want to play the game. If they just, because there are times where it's felt, I feel like being attacked. I'm just going to take lots of damage, but I do lots of damage. I don't really want to jump around. I want to go heavy this time. Other times, you want to be the agile person. Like, I don't think they're going to hit me. I'm just going to jump around. I'm going to let my mobility do it.
That's cool. My last question for you.
Yep.
We've got an active mission system in Brink.
That's right.
You mentioned earlier something with gaining more XP fits the role perfectly.
The mission system. It's very complex backstage to make it very simple for the player. So at every point, we always tell you what's the thing that you could do that would most benefit your team. And that's always the thing we give you the most XP for. We always bribe you with XP. So even if you're completely selfish and you're just being an XP hole, you'll always do the thing that benefits your team the most. So the mission system analyses all the time what class you are, what team you're on, obviously, to start off with, what body type you are, what class you are, what the current objective is. Is anyone else doing that objective? If you don't have the right class in your team, if no one on your team has the right kit, doesn't have the right equipment to do that, they'll say, go to a command post and change class and be the first person to change that. Or if somebody's already doing it, it's like, go escort that guy. He's the important guy. It's more important that you protect him than anything else at that moment. But 5 minutes later in the map, that situation may be different, so it's going to be a different mission that gives you the most XP.
Cool. Thank you, Ed.
My pleasure.
The question is, things where we're unsure about